Spurs. Walcott makes a run ahead of it. Bergkamp suddenly changed pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp! That's magnificent! The move, and then this, which left Dabby's ass totally stranded.
Can you hear the Tottenham sing? No, I can't hear a fucking thing. Oh dear, I've swore in the first 30 seconds. I didn't plan that out very well, did I? Anyway, people, hello and welcome to Bergkamp Wonderland. It's been a wonderful day if you're a Gooner. Not such a wonderful day if you're not a Gooner, because it was the scumbags at the toilet bowl 0, the mighty Arsenal, future England champions this season 2. And with me to celebrate this momentous occasion, it's Deac. You're looking very smiley there, Deac.
I'm very smug. A little bit heated after the final whistle, but we'll talk about that. But overall, I am a very happy boy. A very hard-fought win. In a game that puts us 8 points at the top of the table with the same goal difference as Man City, with a player like Haaland in their team. Crazy to think.
I mean, what a weekend. Man City lose, Liverpool lose, Chelsea barely win. Chelsea steal a player that secretly no one really wanted. I said the whole time I didn't want him. He's done bugger all for Ukraine. And we go to the toilet bowl and win for the first time since 2014. That to me sounds like made up nonsense, but it is indeed a fact if you listen to the preview show last night. So what's your initial thoughts of the lineup and the game and things like that before we start going through the notes of the game that we've made?
I was happy to see Saka in the lineup. I was a little bit anxious, obviously, after the last game. There was, everyone was talking about whether he was injured or not. Arteta said he was fine, and he just gets in the starting lineup, and what a game he had. Overall, not really any shocks to the lineup, which was good to see, especially with how well this midfield and trio of Odegaard, Xhaka, and Partey just run it with the defense that's as solid as they are, with Zinchenko, Saliba, Gabriel, and White, and then we got the dynamic duo of Saka and Martinelli still just doing the business and keeping everybody on their toes. And Nketiah did well. He did well. He flagged towards the end of the game, started flagging quite hard. But overall, I was happy not to be shocked. Very happy not to be shocked.
Yeah, you're right about Eddie. He was running around all over the place. He was playing wide. He was playing deep. He had people all over him. Every time he got the ball, he was being kicked. Every single one of our players, every time they got the ball, they were being booted all over the place.
We're expecting that, though.
And if you look at that game from a neutral and you look at that and you go, yeah, Spurs only got 4 bookings from that, you think, what? How do they only get 4? I mean, even it's ridiculous. 17 tackles they did. I don't think it goes into details on how many of those tackles, but they had an 85% tackle success rate. So they attempted 20 and successfully did 7. But I'd like to see how many fouls they did, because I don't have that on whoscored.com, sadly. But it was a magnificent occasion. And so let's go and have a look in the chat and see what beautiful gooners are in there with us this afternoon. Paul Nell, been there early. Oi, oi. He was there at 6:01 p.m, 30 minutes early. That's what I like to see. Lovely job. Don't forget, everybody, give it a thumbs up, give it a tickle, make your parents proud.
Is Jimmy Paul regularly premature?
Jimmy Hughes, 8 evening all. Stephen Edwards, let's go. Kate Johnson, yes, Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go, because they're not very good. Ray Anderson in sunny Jamaica, he says, evening, how do we feel? Well, I feel quite good. How do you feel, Deac, if you had to put it into one word? Mine is splendiferous.
It's a good word. I'm just... what word would I use? I'd probably use heightened.
Oh, your senses have been heightened.
Yeah. I'm just every single game I'm sensing. I'm just seeing more and more from the team. Towards the end, as we'll explain it, we'll talk about it. But the unifying of the team is we're on a different level right now. We're above what we've been doing the last few years with the attitude, not only the performances, but the unity, the synergy, the backroom staff, everything just seems just more of it.
More. That's what it was. It was more, and it was wonderful. Just putting the link to the show in our ABW group. Right. Joshua Page is 8 clear. Fucking hell. Indeed. Showtime, Cloud9. We're all on there. Kate is, oh my God, I'm so happy. Claudius. Spuds dropped £1 billion on an NFL stadium. Now we own it anyway. Oh dear. I was thinking, they said when I was getting up, had that moron on Radio 5, one who played for Crystal Palace. He sounds like a child and he can't talk properly. And played for Republic of Ireland as well. Clinton Morrison, absolute tool. And you're going, hey there, and he reeled off all the 5 seasons that Spurs finished above us. 1 point, 2 point, 1 point, 3 points, 1 point. We're going to make that up in one season. We're going to finish about 18 points ahead of them at this rate, and it's going to be an absolute delight. Josh Page says the history of obviously Tottenham. Kate, shame about the thugs at the end. I didn't see that. I saw a tiny wee bit, but Deac did, and Deac's got all the deets. Deac has the deets for that. Lovely. Sai says, where is Mudrick? Why have we failed? Joke of a club. Oh, one day, Si, you're going to be happy. And lots of numbers. I am happy to be completely wrong about how I thought the game would go. Nothing wrong with being wrong, especially if it means we won. Josh Page, side, go 2-1. Phil is there. One of Norwich's finest. We are the gods of the toilet bowl. Well, that's not saying much, is it? Chris Coleman, love it. Big show. Thank you very much. Mark is there. Hello, Mark. We would have won this 7-0 if we'd have bought Mudrick. No,
not for the money that they wanted. That's just stupid.
Stephen Edwards, we don't bloody need another winger as we have central midfield when we have Partey gets injured. Is what we need. Liam Greyhurst, what colour is North London? I'll just have a little check. I think I've got it. There you go. Just confirmation for you there, Liam. North London is officially red. I mean,
London. I don't like when people say what colour's North London. I just like what colour is London. That's how I feel about it, especially this season. We're a different level.
It is indeed. I forgot to go and check the thing, didn't I? Okay, good. Liam says I've done that. Phil, the last season and this at the toilet bowl is like night and day. If 8 months apart, it really is. It's fantastic. Jackosaurus there on Twitch. I think a little pursuing of the Spurs subreddit is in order.
Perusing.
Yeah. I don't do Reddit.
Having a little butchers. I couldn't do something like that, but they'll probably be triggered over there. Very triggered.
Reading gets on my nerves. And lots of numbers with Partey strike that hit the post and gone in.
Yeah, that was so cleanly taken. Unbelievable technique.
Eddie was a lightweight and should have scored. Joshua Page says Odo is the best in the league, currently unreal, and we robbed Real blind. Yeah, we certainly did. Matt D'Souza is there. I'm going to go through a few more names. We get on with the show. Pete Coulson. Loki is there. Misery Index. Is there anything better than battering that lot at the bowl? Nope. And where else? A name I haven't mentioned yet. Done that one. Mr. Selby is there. It is a fine day indeed. BX Gunner is there. Colleague who has been the only other Puerto Rican besides me who watches football. Lovely. Right, let's get on with a little bit more of the chat about the game. Going to my game notes. The first one I made was 6th minute. Lloris fucks up. Martinelli overhead kicks it, and Eddie who fluffs it, but a magnificent chance. Saw early on. I was just checking Wikipedia to see if Lloris had retired from international football and Premier League football, and this was his retirement game, or whether he just retired from international football. Early on, you could see Lloris wasn't up for it, was he?
It's kind of like a negative version of a testimonial. It's your retiring game. He's a classic keeper, just like De Gea and Leno. They're great keepers, but they don't do very well with the pressures of the sort of skipper style of keeper now, where they come out and play with their feet. Proven by the closing down abilities of Arsenal once again, putting Lloris into a bit of hot and bother, and plays out to his defender who. Put under a lot of pressure, takes a hit at it and takes a deflection and falls to Martinelli, who instinctually plays it over his head. And Nketiah 100% should have done better than what he did. That's for sure.
little bit early on, so you can allow players little mistakes like that early on in the game. But as it come later in the game, he did make quite a few errors. But he's a young man and he's blossoming, and he was getting in good positions.
I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not frustrated with this game. I don't massively rate Eddie Nketiah. I'm happy that he's doing the business.
Yeah.
But today I couldn't really put a fault in him. He worked hard. He ran his socks off. There were some really great moments with some really, really intricate turns from back to goal, and then playing himself in from an action that didn't look like an opportunity could be fashioned from. But I can't. He didn't really put a foot wrong. But he's hopefully he'll grow into the role as the weeks come on.
Games like this will help him grow as a player and as a young man and as a person, which is really important.
Yeah.
Right. First, have you got any notes before the first goal?
I've got nothing. I didn't make any notes.
Right, talk us through the first goal. Another 14th minute, another horrendous Lloris muck up, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was really worried at the start of the game for Saka not getting in the lineup. You know, you've obviously got that anxiety that comes through regardless of whether you know or confidently know that he's going to be okay and Arteta's is all right. There's still a bit of anxiety when you think about the possibility of not having someone like Saka in the team. Forcing an error. It took a deflection off Romero's. I can't remember whose boot it was. Came off a deflection off a defender's foot. And Lloris, once again, as you rightly said, it's probably his retiring game. Just completely fumbles it into his own net. Quite weirdly, from the angle from the original, obviously in the replays you can see it quite clearly, but from the original angle, you're a bit confused how it goes in the way it does. From the angle, it was a little bit odd and everything like that. But then when you obviously watching the replays, it shows that Lloris had an absolute howler. I'm not sure when we scored, but it must have been not too shortly after his debacle previously with the Nketiah save, right? I don't know. But
Nketiah's was on 6 and the goal was on 14.
Okay, yes. Okay, so he's still not warm, which says a lot. I guess the atmosphere was quite a heated one in the stadium. It was, from what I could hear, every single time Partey touched the ball, they booed him. It was a bit like, mate, you need to move on, Jesus Christ. So it is what it is. But Lloris, once again, just really struggling here and just puts it into his own net. And as I said, when I was watching live, I was confused.
Easy to be confused when you're watching something that diabolical because it's hilarious. I mean, for your captain to do that on one of the most important games, probably the most important game for that lot of their season, because you want to beat Arsenal. I mean, my most important game of the season is Spurs at home, and my second most important game of the season is Spurs away, and they completely messed that up, and that makes me so happy just to see that bloke do that. I'm just updating the how do I do this? Oh no, I've got to put it here. Just doing a little update of the logo of ABWs, getting rid of that one up there, and I've changed it to this because top right hand corner, people. What do you think to that? Is that doing the job? Is that tickling you?
I like that.
It is. It's
I like that. We'll just leave him up there.
It's quality.
He's constantly he's looking up at Arsenal at the top of the table. That's what he's doing.
He is. He's going. I'd love to be up there. I'd love to be that.
They're all the way out there. 8 points, you say? That's all right.
I say hello to a few more people that I haven't said hello to in the chat. Carlito El Guna is there. Tottenham fans are so twatty. You've been very polite there, sir. Matt D'Souza,
very
I think
PC.
I've already said hello to you. Super dibbly dibbly dong bong bong. It's a great day. It's a great day. Quoting Ian Wright. JZAZF, unpronounceable. Yes, boys, from Manchester, but I live in Woodford, so I always keep an eye on the Gooners. Really impressed that you keep managing to get the results. Starting to believe you can win the league now. Yeah, you said the person was on a couple of weeks ago. I think they said they were Man United. From Manchester, probably is a Man United fan, and they were being quite nice. So don't be horrible to them. Coming in here and giving a genuine opinion. Thank you very much. Clockwork Orange. No, Clock Orange. Why not work? The Scum lose, we do the double over them. Yes, we've done the double over them, haven't we?
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
I'd forgotten about that.
Oh, do you know what? We've pretty much got St. Totteringham's Day to celebrate this year as well. Completely forgot about that.
Any day now, isn't it?
That's going to be maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to enjoy that this year.
Sai says the FA is going to fine Arsenal for winning, which caused distress to the Spurs players.
We've been fined twice now in a row. It's a bit embarrassing.
Formerly Noser is there. Hello, Squire. Arjeet is there. Good evening, gents. Tottenham get battered even at home. They do indeed. Well, I haven't got time to read all your messages. Thank you very much, everybody who's joining us today. There's 39 of you watching, which is lovely. And there's some of you watching on Twitch, actually. I should go and get my my Twitch page up. Oh, Misery Index is there in Twitch. So is Jackosaurus and me. There's no Michael in Sweden. Oh, yeah, he's the usually one who's always in there. So if you do see him, say hello to him. Right. So the next point on my running two screens here, I'm like, I need some blue rat in my life. That's what I need to keep me going. 21st minute, Deep. Some great play, and Odegaard has a pot shot very close yet again. That was kind
of like a.
Go on.
I was going to say it was kind of like a foreshadowing to his actual goal. He obviously realised that Lloris is having a howler of a day. I think we could all see that. So testing the keeper from that sort of range is obviously extremely confident. But Odegaard is, he's just won player of the month and Arteta won manager of the month. I believe that's not happened in a while. I saw I may have perused, flicked past an article that said something like they've not had the same manager and player in the same month in a while. I don't know if anybody knows that, but Odegaard's just, he's different. He's different, isn't he? He's just unbelievable. An incredible football player. He seems like such a genuine person as well. The sort of the togetherness of the team really comes through. All the huddles before every single time they kick off, even at half time when the Spurs players ready to get going, the Arsenal players getting together and chilling everybody out, and Odegaard leading the line on most of those, obviously with Xhaka as well. But Odegaard was something special today.
He was indeed. Does it when it's important, unlike so many other players we've had, not mentioning any names, goggly-eyed twat, but will go missing when, at the big games, which that goggly-eyed muppet did do, which is, justified getting rid of him even more. John Hazy is there. Hello, John. Another gooner. Lovely to see you. Right, my next note is, here we go. This is a stunning one. I'm going to see if I've got a picture of it, because I don't think I have. I've been stealing pictures off of the internet now.
I sent you a picture on Twitter as well of my favourite Ramsdale moment at the end of the game with Richarlison. I sent it to you on Twitter. That's for the end. That's for the end. We'll talk about the end and how it all escalated.
Was it a DM or was it?
Yeah, DM on Twitter. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was looking through I found it. Talk us through the 24th minute. Partey volley from outside of the box. Goes past Lloris easily. He had absolutely no chance. And then it hits the post. Tell us the build up to that and what you thought of it, because it was stunning.
Partey throughout the game, I felt like he started quite slowly. I feel like maybe the booze got to him a little bit today. There was a few moments where he was being beaten close with the Harry Kane nutmeg and then out to the wing, and obviously Sessegnon did nothing with it. But I feel like he struggled to begin with, but obviously he started getting more and more into the game. And then we saw the very familiar sight of Partey taking a pot shot from outside the box. He hit it so sweetly. So sweetly. Unreal technique from the guy. He's really been practicing that, hasn't he? Clearly. He's been getting grief from that since he joined when he started taking pot shots. Everyone's like, Jesus Christ, if Partey's taking a pot shot, you got no chance of it going anywhere or doing anything good. But wow, what a shot. I really wanted it to go in, especially with all the booing that he was receiving. I really wanted him to be able to just shut them all the fuck up. But it is what it is.
It's wonderful, and he's going to score some of those, and Xhaka is going to score some of those as well, because that's what they do. JZA says, Harry Kane, 257 goals, 0 trophies. And the radio were going, this could be the day where Harry Kane will equal Jimmy Greaves' total and maybe even beat it.
Talking about.
Shut up. No,
I don't think that's very important now.
No, it's not. It's my lucky mustache. So far, since I've had this mustache, we've won every single game.
Well, you need to keep it for the rest of the season. You've got to be embracing the tash.
Thunder says Partey was sloppy today, but it didn't cost us. Fortunately. Matt says Partey was fortunate, losing passing, and should have got a yellow on 12 minutes for a handball. Kind of unlucky.
Yeah.
We've got.
As I said, he started slow. He started very slow.
Any questions, leave them to me like this one from Noza, and I save them for later. One person who did have for me a very, very dodgy first half was Zinchenko. He was constantly out of position, constantly giving the ball away. He isn't match fit, is he?
No, he's not match fit, but he'll get that over time. He shows once again, the ability that he's got to be able to make a difference in that inverted wing-back role. But yeah, he started slow. I think the atmosphere maybe it got to him a little bit. It's a very heated atmosphere. It's Zinchenko's first ever North London derby. He's ever only been in City, the Manchester derby, which is kind of like a fabricated rivalry that's not really existed because City have never been someone to challenge United. It was always United-Liverpool. So it's kind of like a semi-fabricated derby. So it must have been quite an experience for Zinchenko to be involved in that. So maybe that was something to do with it. I don't know.
I've told Mike he's not allowed to raid us again, but I have put the link in the ABW group. So I think Carl might be free because, yes, they all want to come on now. Well, Carl's on all the time anyway, but the rest of them, they don't want to come on. Where were they for the Oxford United game, Deac? Where were they?
I was here with you.
Let's be having you. Phil says Spurs left 50.
Sorry, one sec. Danny, you put up the Stephen question. Let me at least answer it for Stephen. I won't go into too much detail with it.
Don't go into any detail.
There was allegations.
Yeah.
At the start of the season, allegations were put up against him. You can Google it. But allegations were put up against him.
But yes, very, very non-footballing stuff, and we don't like to talk about that. And if he's guilty,
innocent until proven guilty. Innocent until proven guilty. That's all I'll say. And we'll move on.
We will. Right, Matt wants to know, have I got a mustache comb? I do indeed. It's a whopper.
Did you get like a kit for Christmas? When did you start growing this?
No, it's just what's left over from my beard. 3 months worth of beard growth. It was getting food in my beard, so I got rid of it and I just kept the mustache to annoy Sean, and I kept the sideburns as well.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah, it's good. The mutton chops work. Yes. Just works ash as well. So I didn't know if you got like a combing kit in like Christmas.
If anybody's got me any beard oil or beard wax or any of that lot, I'd throw it at them. I'm not interested in any of that lot.
You can use it for the tash now. No,
they can get
Is there tash cream?
I just use my own snot and dribble. That'll do the job.
Well, it's organic.
Phil says Spurs left £50 million Basuma on the bench and started a kid. Hilarious. It started his second game ever for Spurs. And we think occasionally that Eddie looks lost. This bloke doesn't even know whereabouts in the country he was. That tall, skinny central midfielder. I think it's Cameroonian. I think that's what you are if you're from Cameroon.
Wasn't it Pepe or something?
I've no idea. Colito says, I think we dodged a bullet not signing Mudryk.
For the money they wanted, I agree. He's a prospect
Nick, you
player.
couldn't have said you were available because I didn't ask. Because Deac said he could do it last week because he did the Oxford game. None of you lot wanted to do it.
I'm here for the Oxford game.
Yes. Sai says, I agree with Carlito. Feed close to Pepe gives me the chills. It gives me the bloody willies. A question from Pete. Thank you very much, Pete. That's going in the thing, the question box.
It was Saar.
The Noser says the Duck Mudryk is 40 million at top. I reckon 70 plus add-ons is simply a joke. You are
way too expensive. I agree. I would have even said 30 million. I wouldn't have even said 40.
Star is from Senegal. I just saw.
Yeah, Pepe.
I saw the flag.
Saar.
I saw the flag. Saw a star in the middle of it, and I thought, is that the Cameroon flag? And must be quite similar.
There's a lot of
colours.
Stars in African flags. Lots of stars.
I know has Ghana got one star and got a black star on theirs. I'm going to stop talking about flags before I completely.
Morocco's got a star. There's lots of stars.
They do. They're red with a black star.
Gold. Gold.
Let's not talk about flags. This isn't a flag Wonderland. No, it's not. It's becoming a shambles. Right. Next thing is something that I don't think was made of. The 25th minute, Sessegnon comes in with a waist height foot first at Saka and misses him. Horrendous tackle, and if that had connected, that could have done him some serious damage, but the referee didn't even get booked for it. I'm just going to go and check. 25th minute. No, didn't even get booked for it. They didn't get their first booking until the 35th minute. Do you remember that tackle?
Was it Romero?
It was near the touchline in their half.
Was it Romero?
Yeah, no, it was Sessegnon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, sorry. I thought you were talking about the first yellow card. Sessegnon had a real tough game today. Up against a very tricky Bukayo Saka. As I said at the start of the game, start of the pod anyway, I was anxious about him not being in the side. Happy to see him, and he ran Sessegnon ragged today, especially for the first goal.
Yes, I'm just wondering what. I think I'll put this picture. I'm doing a little tweety poo. I'll do the one where Luis is going, "Oh, is that a UFO? No, it is a ball. Oh, it's a goal." You knob. Right, so go back to that. My next note is going to be, that's horrendous tackle. That match of the day, will they look at that? Well, all they'll go on about is Harry Kane going, "Oh, he's really unlucky." My stream went a bit wonky, so I had to go from Sky Sports with the very good Gary Neville to Sunsport, which is South African, with the bitter, twisted Andy Townsend, and it was night and day with the quality of the commentary. Gary Neville been fair, been honest, been balanced. Andy Townsend just the whole time slagging Arsenal off, saying how bad they were, how this isn't right, they shouldn't do that, they can't get away with this. Absolute dickhead, Andy Townsend. Did he play for? I don't think he played for Spurs. Did he play for Chelsea, Norwich?
Yeah, I don't think
maybe
he played
Southampton.
For Spurs. I'm not Gary Neville's biggest fan anyway, but yeah.
Well, at least he's a good commentator. What have we got in the chat? Arjit says Zinchenko was decent in my honest opinion, except a couple of giveaways. He got better as the game came on. Stefan says, Stefan says awful tackle. Jackasora says, if we were willing to go 90 plus for Mudryk, perhaps we should go 120 for Enzo Fernandez or look at Alex McAllister if it works in FM 100% in real life.
I agree to that. I agree. I know what I want to talk about now. I completely forgot this at the end of the game. I got really excited. Emile Smith-Rowe played striker for 2 minutes. He played striker for 2 minutes. Emile Smith-Rowe played striker for 2 minutes. All the times I talked about it on the podcast, and the fact that he should be playing striker.
Yeah, you've said that many, many times, and I've even quoted you at saying that. So the next one is the goal, 36th minute. We'll all have a little sit down while you tell the boys and girls, mums and dads, cats and dogs, lefties and righties, tell them all about it, because it was a thing of absolute beauty, wasn't it?
The second goal, did you say? Sorry.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Odegaard. I'm still so happy that we signed him from Real Madrid for 35 million pounds. I loved him when he came on loan. I remember following his career when he first joined Real Madrid at 16 years old, earning 80 grand a week. He's something special. He's not only the captain, but he's also joint top scorer. Isn't he?
Yes,
still joint top scorer.
He's on 8 now.
Yeah, 8 goals. He tested Lloris a little earlier, and he thought he'd give it a go again. And this one was just beautifully tucked into the bottom right-hand corner of the net, probably 30 yards out. Fantastic technique. He really just hyped up in the situations, didn't shy out of any challenges, and had some beautiful football and some beautiful technique on show as per usual. His footwork is something special, but that technique for that strike was fantastic. To have the composure to not rifle it and hope for the best, but to place it into the corner the way he did. Fantastic technique from our captain, that's for sure.
It was an absolute thing of beauty, and that just shows the composure and the skill and everything else that we have, because he's one hell of a player. I mean, is he quite on the levels of De Bruyne, or would you say they're slightly different positions?
So he plays in a number. Wait, so he plays. I know he wears the shirt number 8, but he plays in the number 8, number 10 position. But number 8 to a degree, it's like number 8, right wing 8, as opposed to Xhaka's left wing 8. But he plays a little bit more free, like a roaming playmaker. This is all my FM stuff coming out right now. But he plays in a very similar role to Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, he plays in a similar role. He's got the ability to be able to drop deep as well, to receive the ball and go up and play out on the left or the right to really, to try and damage the opposing team as much as possible, no matter what direction you need to go into. I think Odegaard is one of the best is probably the best in the league right now. De Bruyne has had a bit of a slow start, especially with a player like Haaland in front of him. He should be getting assists week in, week out. But I think Odegaard's probably Xhaka and Partey and Odegaard probably is the best midfield in the league right now. I think so.
At half time, Xhaka had 100% pass success rate.
Doesn't shock me. The guy is my favourite player this season, not even close.
He is absolutely amazing. So that run from Saka to build up that goal is just wonderful. And that look on Luis's face yet again when he realises, God, he's gone and fucked it up. Yep. At that point, touches in the box. They had 1, we'd had 19. And then And then 48th minute, the final moment before half-time, Holberg's pathetic dive in the box sums them up.
Fucking Jesus Christ. What was that? I saw it in real time and I was a little bit anxious. I was like, oh fuck, what's happened there? And you're watching the replays and you're too busy wetting yourself at the comedic quality that's coming through with what happened. But the thing is, if it's not a penalty, then it should be a yellow card for a dive, no? I thought that's how it worked.
I think the referee had no idea what happened if he didn't see it.
But he gave a pen.
Yeah, Saliba came out walking out. But he did a backwards tackle.
He just kind of stumbled backwards but fell on his knees.
Yeah, and then Holberg went, "Oh, I'll have some of this," and tried to fall on top of him.
So
and they
weird.
went, "Oh,
it's so weird." Injured. And he's all like dying on the floor. It's like, oh mate, come on,
pathetic.
Jesus Christ!
That sums them up though.
Doesn't shock me, but it gets worse. It gets worse. It gets so much worse.
Yeah. They're an absolute joke. Right, so that was it. That was half-time. Possession, 44% to them, 56% to us. Shots, 9-4 to us. Shots on target, 3-2 to us. Pass success rate, 88-83 to us, with Xhaka with 100%. Passes, they completed 194 out of 234, and we completed 261 out of 297. Absolutely stunning. So what do you think at half-time? Do you think they were going to change the way they were playing or make any subs or any of that nonsense? Because they were definitely getting a hammering, weren't they?
Yeah, Spurs. The thing is, Spurs play even... Who was it? Who said it? Someone said it in a pre-match. Oh, it was Dimitar Berbatov. I was watching a stream and had Ian Wright and Dimitar Berbatov. And Berbatov was saying about how Arsenal were going to be playing very attacking, very heavy possession-based football. And then he said, Spurs are going to be playing, sit and hold and then try and catch them on the counter. And he goes, I hate that style of football. I was like, hold on, aren't you supposed to be the Tottenham to the Arsenal's Ian Wright, kind of the balance of commentary? But even he was like, they play such a shit style of football. I was like, well, would you expect that's what Conte does? I laughed at all the Arsenal fans who wanted Conte in when he was available instead of Arteta. I wanted Arteta even before Emery, but, it is what it is.
I didn't want Arteta, and I definitely didn't want... The only reason I didn't want Arteta is I thought this job was a bit too big for someone who was new to management.
Sure.
Against him personally, but being an Inter Milan fan of many, many years, the football he plays there, the pensioners he brings into the club, and we saw that with the Croatian lad, Perisic. He did that at Inter Milan. I think it was him that brought in Young, who's now at Villa. And quite a few players like that. And I remember thinking, well, why is he bringing them in? I mean, they won the league, so you can't complain about it too much.
Yeah, well, obviously they play Italian league. Serie A is slower. It's a lot slower. And the referees defend the players a lot more.
I've had that picture up for ages. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I've been going and stealing more pictures. Right, half time. We've got this picture here.
Beautiful.
And then got that one there.
Nice.
I think that was that the end of the game?
That's probably Odegaard's goal, no? Odegaard's right in the middle there.
Well,
Saka, no, that's Saka's goal. Well, goal in quotations. Lloris's goal.
Yes.
Oh.
And I've got this one. Oh, that's already done that one. Oh, he's put them in different orders. I got the one that you sent me. I just watched the video for that. That's a 1.5 minute video. I can't share it. Oh, so when I put these up, I know why the new ones aren't there because I've not added them to the bloody screen yet, have I? For God's sake, there we go. There they are. Chuck all those in there. All right, let's go and have a look at the chat box, see who's there and what they're saying. Oh, the porn bot is there.
I got rid of it.
Oh, lovely. Right then, so go a little bit further up. Where are we up to? Sai. Oh, here you go. Start with Sai. I'm surprised that he took that shot from that position. I was expecting a layoff to Martinelli. Not that one. Please read, do not come back for Odegaard. No, please Real, not read. That's odd. The word read, I read wrong. Phil says Herb Garden is miles ahead of City's Ned Sharon and does it every week. Pete says, how lucky are we to have Odegaard? He is something special. It reminds me of Bergkamp and Brady. Told before we were actually good, weren't we? And the media hates it. They certainly do. Davidson, let's get Jens Peter Norway, better than Mudryk, a dribbler, a game changer, and young. Kudos from Ajax and that Carnu flair and Kessie on loan from Barcelona. Well, Barcelona want to get rid of everyone they've ever signed, don't they? They're in trouble again.
Yeah, well, apparently we're looking at we're going back to look at Rafinha. We're having a chat with Deco apparently. So see what happens.
Do we want him though? Another moody.
He didn't want to come to us. He didn't want to come to us in the first place. I'm not keen on it.
Yeah, he can bugger off.
Isn't that the whole model of Arsenal right now? We want people to believe in the idea. You know, Chelsea wanted Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Jesus went, "No, I want to go and play for Arteta." So he did. You know, he got the offers and opportunities, but he chose the Arsenal, right?
It indeed, and it was a very wise move. It was indeed. All right, the second half. Let's move on to there. I'm just doing another little thing to let the Twitter people know that we're live. My notes for the second half begin with 56th minute. Very shaky first half. They'd obviously been shouted at by the bald fraud, and they came out, looked slightly different. I thought, oh yeah, this could be a little bit of trouble, but it didn't take them long to get back to the Spurs that we all know and love. 56th minute, Romeo should be off by now, just fouled Xhaka. And when Xhaka goes down, you know he's been chinned or hurt or whacked.
Cynical challenge off the ball. Camera just caught it in the bottom right-hand corner. You know, the referee waved on advantage for Arsenal, so I thought that when the play had finished, there would be a return and he would get a yellow card. At this point, I didn't know he already was on a yellow card. So technically, he should be sent off the pitch. It caused a ruckus. You know, Xhaka was down the entire time, so the referee had to go over and check on him. But I was a bit frustrated that the referee didn't go back and play the card. You know, we've seen that. Was it this season when the dumbest thing I've ever seen, where Martinelli makes a challenge, runs with the ball, and then makes another challenge and gets 2 yellow cards like this, where he does that and then he sends him off. Do you remember that? Was it this season?
I do. No, it wasn't this season. I think
it must have been last season then. I was like, what the fuck have I just watched? What is this refereeing? Is it just rules that we make up on the spot? I was confused by that.
Double foul, where he booked
with the double foul. He waved on the first one, so he gave a card for both. I was like, you wouldn't give advantage and then a foul. Anyway, I thought that should have been another yellow card for me. I didn't, as I said, I didn't realize he really was on one, so I already gave him one for it. So that should have been his second. Should have been off.
Should have been. Right, next one, 59th minute. Zinni has been off his game all day. That's just a personal note for me. It doesn't really mean anything. The game is just, they're attacking a lot more. They're having a lot more possession. They're having a lot more chances. We're having to defend loads more. At what point did we start to change the game? 79th minute. All right, so yeah. So I put the 69th minute, had another great chance. Terrible first touch from Eddie, and then he fluffs the shot. That should have been 3-0. That was the time. That was the
his touch was bad.
We could have wrapped the game up there, couldn't we?
His touch was bad. He had a few moments where his touch was a little bit off for the night. But you know, I'm hoping as time goes on, the games he starts to warm up more and more. As I said, he didn't really put a foot wrong today. He had a few moments where he showed pieces of brilliance, and then a couple of moments where he had moments of buffoonery. But as I said, you know, hopefully he'll warm up and he'll be able to take the next few games. You know, we've got is it Manchester United next? We've got United, right?
I'm going to have a little looky poo. Yeah, we're on the 22nd, which is a week today. 4:30 kickoff, same time again at home, and then after that we're away to Man City on the Saturday at 8 o'clock. Man City, who are on a terrible run of form. What's that? I mean, they've lost 3 in a row. Oh, no, they've lost 2 in a row. Yes, someone said they'd lost 3 in a row, but no, they haven't. It's 2. But they're looking shaky. Then after that, we've got the ones that are going to Everton, probably put 10 past them. And then a real one I'm worried about, Brentford, because Brentford are looking wonderful at the moment. They're doing really well. So, important few games. But we've beat Spurs at home, we beat Spurs away, so I am more than happy. Right, what else we got here? We've got someone called Deacon Entertainment there on Twitch saying, is that a good game? GG. Steph says Ramsdale wall for 20 minutes. He was immense. I don't like it when he plays sweeper keeper, when he comes out so far, and he likes to take that extra touch, doesn't he? And then a couple of times there was 2 Spurs players running at him.
He's not Lloris. He's fine. I'm not nervous when he's on the ball. It's nice to be in that mindset.
It just gives me the willies. Mark
Agree, Mark.
Levy, is he in a relation? He says, crazy money for Mudryk. Glad you didn't go. ESL is coming back. Get in, you Gooners, to domination today. Zamir says, Conte's at the wheel. And then he says, that was last season against Wolves.
Oh, the double yellow.
Ah, yes. Going through some of the things that you put in there. Mark says, Eddie worked very hard. I thought it was decent, but he should have gotten the score sheet.
I agree. I thought he would have. I thought I was going to say 2-0. I said 2-0 at the start, which I got correct, but I said it was Eddie and Saka that scored, and it was an own goal and Odegaard. But I got the score right. I said 2-0.
Good. The pumpkin is there. Better late than never. If you are new people, feel free to give the channel a subscribe if you like what you see, and maybe even give it a thumbs up. And if you could, write it on a piece of paper and send it through the letterbox of every single one of your neighbours within a 5-mile radius. Don't tell them what it is. Just tell them it's free money, and then they can log in and they can see, and then they can all watch.
We've got 48 likes on Twitter, YouTube right now. That's fucking 48 likes. See if we can get it past 50, guys. I want to see some 50. I want to see that.
If you get it to 1 million, we'll stay here all night. Next note I've got is my last note of the game. KT on for Martinelli, because after that, for the next 22 minutes, was just them fouling and mucking up.
Rotational fouling. It's not the first time that Arsenal have seen it this season. It's another cynical style of football that I am not a fan of. I wouldn't want Arsenal to do that. I think it's really... I like sportsmanship in football. Even if you are a rival, I'm not up for players pulling up other players when they're on the ground, but don't be a douchebag to that extent where you're starting to, really hurt and harm people. I think that's real fucking shite. But it's just typical Conte, typical Tottenham, typical shitty fans and shitty club and shitty everything. Fucking scummy little club from Middlesex. Sorry. I digress.
It's true. It's true. They are. So we made a few substitutions as well going on later in the game. Tomiyasu came on after 86 minutes for Zinchenko. It was nice seeing Tierney playing left midfield and playing Zinchenko playing left.
I thought it would have been the other way around, but no, it wasn't to be the case.
Yeah, decided not to move him into central midfield and ballast it out there, then bring Tomiyasu on 86. And then Gabriel got a book in on the 91st minute for time wasting.
Great game, by the way. He had a great game, Gabriel. White had a great game. Really put the pressure on Son throughout the game. Really did really well. But Gabriel, Saliba didn't really do too much. He did a few moments, but Gabriel was leading the line and pressing forward and making the challenges when needed. Yeah, we had
and
some
then
moments.
They brought a bloke on called Brian Gill, who has the biggest nose I've seen.
He looks like he's from the 70s. He looks like he's from the 70s with that hair.
That's the Spanish for you. And then we brought on the legendary Smith Rowe for Nketiah and Fabio Vieira for Odegaard on 92 and 93 minutes, just to shut the game down. I thought the referee had a good game. What do you think about the ref?
I feel like it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because it's a game that you can lose very quickly. And then you can lose it throughout the entire 90 minutes as well. But overall, there wasn't a moment where I got annoyed too much at the referee. There was a couple of moments, but it was nothing to the point where I'm going to make a big meal out of it and sell on a dance about it. So overall, I didn't really think too much about the referee, which means that he did his job all right to an agreeable factor.
Yeah, I'm just looking at.
I'm not going to say he had a great game. I'm just going to say he didn't come up in noticeable conversation, which means he did his job.
I'm just looking at a replay of the Richarlison and the Ramsdale thing. I mean, Richarlison should get done for that, shouldn't he?
Yes.
At the end of the game. I mean, if people didn't see it, I'll talk you through it as it's happening. Ramsdale is there.
I put up a picture. Remember the Twitter picture?
Yes, it's
face that Ramsdale has.
So that's what's going. And Ramsdale is doing his usual. He's having a laugh, and then he turns to the crowd and he gives it an underarm, Ray, and sticks his tongue out. And then he's doing that, and he's pointing to the badge, and then he kisses the Arsenal badge, facing the some of the fans. And
I need to see this video.
Hold on. I'll retweet it, and then you'll be able to see it on your timeline. So then Richarlison comes up to him and goes, "What are you doing?" And then Ramsdale just points to the crowd, and then Richarlison chest bumps him and then goes to put his finger in his face. And Ramsdale does nothing. And then he shoves Ramsdale in the face. and then the Spurs a security person just ushers Ramsdale away, and then some little prick jumps over the barrier and goes to kick Ramsdale, and there's 3 security people there, and not one of them grabs the person, and then the person makes a run for it, and you can see him scampering over the seats trying to get away because he's a dirty little scumbag. Oh, to see it from another angle, Richarlison then gives Ramsdale a shove in the side of the head. So he's poked him, he's chest barged him, and he's shoved him in the head twice.
Yep.
I think what happened with that? Yes,
we'll probably get the fine. We've been fined now for the Oxford game and the Newcastle game, so we're probably going to get a fine now because they'll say Ramsdale incitement or something on the ridiculousness of that. I just saw what Stefan put in the chat. But yeah, I love Ramsdale and his theatrics and what he does. He's got he really entertains me on the highest level. When I saw him do that to Richarlison, literally just laughing in his face, and Richarlison turns around like once the ball had been kicked, and you'd see he's got fucking the look of death on his face. He's pissed. He's so angry. And Richarlison was just a pile of crap from the moment he came onto the pitch. Getting involved in the ref's face, making fouls, just being an overall douchebag. That's what he offers, and that's what he brings to the table. And I'm really happy that he was bang average at Everton, and now he's bang average at the Scum.
Good, lovely. Here is thanks, Steph. This is Theo Walcott's Instagram page. You can see he's an old man now. Once he lost his pace, his career was over. Oh, there's 14 people I follow that follow him. Oh, well, I don't really use Instagram. And you can see there, he's put this little picture up, 2-0.
Beautiful.
He did say that he doesn't support Arsenal, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a Southampton fan.
Yeah, anyway.
He's a boyhood Southampton fan.
Stop sharing that nonsense. So, good luck to him being back there. So, again, look at the Spurs. They got booked in the 35th Romero, 46 Sessegnon, 53 Sarr, 72 Longley. A bit weird they only got 4 bookings. But we're saying about the referee. I think the referee did a good game because he didn't get too involved, did he? He was quite willing to let the game play on. And that did us more favours than it did them. And so you can't argue about that. That's what we wanted. Let's have a look at some more of the pictures that I've got. No, it's not that one, is it? I added. Oh, I think I know what's going on because Mike has added a load of bloody pictures, and So it's not letting me add new pictures. You can only add, I think, 100 pictures, and we've already got rid of all of that. Used all that up. So I think Mike might have been at that game, so we can get rid of this one as well. And there's the bath one. Get rid of Teabag. No one needs to see that anymore. And get rid of this. It's the Femstar. Hey, Femi.
Come on, you goners.
How are you? Are you in a good mood?
I'm in an absolutely amazing mood. I thought I'd just quickly pop in, and I'm even doing it on my phone. That's how much I wanted to celebrate this win.
Tell us about the game. Tell us your thoughts about it.
Oh, mate, first half. Best first half of the season, no?
Yeah.
That was a stunning performance in the first half. I mean, the first half was like a massive blur. Like, we just played so well, controlled every part of the game, from the keeper, the kicking out. They had like 2 touches in our box in the first half, something stupid like that.
I think I read the stat for that. I think it was we beat them 19-1. Yeah, 19-1 in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, we were just unfortunate not to be even further up first half. So honestly, that first half was so impressive. The distances between the players, everyone had someone to pass to. Short pass, ping it through. Short pass, ping it through. Saka was having an absolute field day on that right-hand side. It was just, I mean, come on, what can we say? And then second half, we dug in deep, showed the other side of our game, which is we actually don't concede a lot of chances. Even though it looked like they had a lot of chances, it was a lot of kind of half chances, squirming the ball through. They didn't actually create anything against us. No through balls, nothing through the middle. So, yeah, can't complain.
Is that a Spurs fan I can hear in the background?
Yeah, you see why I can't go live all the time.
Who would you give your man of the match to, Fem?
I think it was a good call on Ramsdale. I actually said I thought Ben in the group. I said I thought Ben White would be man of the match, but he didn't really have anything to do against Son, did he? So if I'm talking about outfield player, Martin Odegaard was magnificent. Partey was, apart from his passing range, which he just every now and then he just in the first half especially he just seemed to just kick the ball out of play or kick the ball to the wrong person or something random that he was doing. And then apart from that, maybe, Odegaard was just brilliant. And Saka was really, really, really good in the first half. Xhaka was quiet on the ball, but off the ball, he works so hard. He works really, really hard, Granit Xhaka, especially in the first half. Martinelli was really quiet today. I'm a bit about him. Maybe he needs a bit of we need Emile Smith-Rowe to get up to speed because it will be good to have something to bring on for Martinelli every now and then. But I thought we were just 11 brilliant players on the pitch, honestly. Zinchenko had a bit of a hard afternoon, but obviously, you're away from home against Kulusevski. Of course, you're going to face some tough times, but we kept a clean sheet. We didn't really look under massive threat. And 8 points clear. My mind's already on the United game because that's the one I want to win, mate. Don't know about you. I hate their fans so much, man. We need to just pipe them. They're getting too loud now. We need to put them down a little bit of a notch.
You do. Deac, who did you say you'd give your man of the match to?
It was Odegaard up until the last 15 minutes. I think last 20, 15 minutes, and Ramsdale just started to pull out save after save, and I was like, okay, fine, Ramsdale. As much as I wanted Odegaard to get man of the match for the FPL points, of course, I was happy to see Odegaard get the man of the match. He was different class, and he ended it fantastically for entertainment purposes. Apparently, he's quite heated in his post-match game chat, so I really want to find a video and see that. But that's exactly what you want. You want passion from someone like that. It's difficult to connect with the team, being a supporter in the stands, to be able to get there in the tension. But there's lots of moments where Ramsdale can have those moments with the fans if he's in the right place or if he's playing at the Emirates. And we connect with him that way, and we feed through him, and he's such an expressionable guy, and he's got a lot of passion, and we all love that because we kind of vicariously live through him. Because it's kind of like that's how we would be as a fan playing for Arsenal. We'd be that boisterous. We'd be that loud. We'd be that over the top when it came to moments like that at the end of the game. So I love it. I love it. I love it. Even Arteta was struggling to pull Ramsdale away from all of that. I love it.
Femi, when would you rate this? Oh, go on. What were you going to say?
I was going to say those celebrations at the end were reminiscent of 2004, weren't they? When
yes.
Tottenham scored in the last minute, and their players were giving it the big un and blah de blah de blah, and our players just were so annoyed. It's almost exactly the same, and then they pulled themselves away to go and celebrate with the away fans. Absolutely brilliant, man. I wish I was there, man. I got a couple of friends that were there, and they just absolutely must have loved that, man.
Why didn't you go?
Our away games, man, it's up and down with me if I want to go. I don't. And to be honest, I kind of knew what was waiting for the Arsenal fans because I've seen a few of the Tottenham fans online.
Yeah.
And some of the behaviour on White Hart Lane, I'm not really, I can't really be bothered with all that crap, to be honest with you. It's funny, when they come to our ground, they literally just walk in and they walk out. But whenever our fans seem to go to their ground, it's like a flipping chicken run, just people trying to attack our fans for whatever reason. It is what it is. But those celebrations, man, wow. Arteta really let himself go today. Like, screw the celebration police. Richard Keys can eat that one with his cornflakes tomorrow morning.
So, Fen, where would you rate that in recent history of wins against them? Because we'd forgotten until halfway through the show when someone reminded us we beat them home and away this season, 5-1 on aggregate.
Yeah. I still love the home game a lot, but I think the way we went to their ground and absolutely. Do you know what? It just stank. We got revenge for last year. I remember last year I was just sitting there laughing. I was like, this ridiculous. Gary Neville was going, this is the best atmosphere I've ever seen in my life. All of that crap. And then at the end of this game, all their fans was walking out with 5 minutes ago, empty stands. And I didn't hear any piping up from Gary Neville today at all. I didn't hear any, oh, look at this, look at Tottenham, this is the best atmosphere. Like all of that rubbish. Sky Sports almost sounded deflated. But you know what, for us, I would say it's up there with I mean, this team just keeps improving. I mean, we've only dropped points in 3 games in 18. That's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. And fair play to them. Fair play to Arteta. You know, magnificent, man. Like winning away at Tottenham is something special.
For the people at home, I've got the league table up there. We're on 47 points after 18 games. Man City are on 39, 8 behind on 18 games. Newcastle and Man United both on 38. Deac, if this was any other team, if this was Man City, they were 8 points clear. What would the news, the media be saying?
They won the league. They've already won the league. Just cancel it right now. That's what they'd be saying. They'd be like, right, it's done. Listen, I don't want to say that we're going to go win the league or anything like that. I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the experience of actually enjoying football and not being stressed about the games and stuff like that. This is the first time I've watched Arsenal and watched football and just enjoyed it and not been stressed about it. I think that's what I'm enjoying more than anything, is the no stress from watching football. And every game, it's like, this is a pleasure to watch. I'm enjoying this. This is great. Keep this up. And obviously that results in the potential title race, which we are now in with 8 points at the top. I'm a little bit bewildered. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. I'm going to enjoy it for the rest of the season.
How about you, Finn?
Let me say this and leave. I gatecrashed your show. Mate, this is so good. Do you know what? I'm going to say this, and I haven't really said this. I said this to someone at Brighton when I went to Brighton away. They said, do you believe now? Do you believe when we're 4-1 up? I think we were in that game. And I was like, do you know what? We've got Newcastle, Spurs, United. Let's get through those 3 unscathed. If we get 7 points, let's put it like this. If we get 3 points next week against United, we pretty much blow them out of the water. And that's the big game for me. We win next week, and I'll finally say, I think we can do it. There you go. How about that? Beat United, and I'll say, I think we can do it.
I think we're going to do it anyway. I said it a couple of weeks ago. We're just looking too good. And who would have thought we'd get one of our most experienced and creative players has been out, and we're still winning games? I mean, if that doesn't show just how good Arsenal are at the moment. And it's just a shame that looking at all the stats and the feedback from the shows that we're doing, hardly anybody is watching. If compared to when we were in knee deep in the shit, when Arteta and everyone wanted him gone, and we were getting 5,000 or 6,000 views per show, and now it seems Arsenal fans have no interest in celebrating. We used to say during the shows, imagine what it'd be like podcasting the season when Arsenal win the title. No one wants to know.
No one cares.
I bet you any money. If you did a show last night when that breaking news happened, you would have got one of the most views ever. People love bad news.
We did do a show last night.
Humans are negative, man.
We did it live at 8 o'clock this afternoon news.
I mean, if you actually just named it, everyone thought it was a preview show. If you named it,
clickbait. If you clickbait it, talking about it, moaning about it, and bitching about it, people just want to come here and moan.
We're not clickbaity. We did that as a test once when Chris did the emergency podcast, 10,000 views. It just showed how fickle they are. Too many of them only want drama.
It is that, isn't it? It's bad news sells, you know. People love. It's the same reason why people used to tune in to TalkSport Durham show, because they hated it so much that they had to listen. It's all the same type of thing. So, you know, let's just win the title. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys finish the show, and I'll just jump in and.
Are you on the pod midweek? I don't know who's organising it, but are you going to be free?
We'll talk.
Hey. Cheers, Femi. Thanks for joining.
All right, take care.
See you later, mate.
See you later.
Well, there you go. Wise man, wise words. Lots of lovely things to say. It is weird though that we get all you lot that are here all the time, all the regulars. But I reckon because I go and have a look at how much of the percentage of listeners are subscribers and how many are non-subscribers, and I keep a note of it. I've got a little. You won't be surprised to know I've got a spreadsheet about it, of every detail about every show going back for 10 years worth. And the big shows where we get loads of numbers is, and it's usually about 50-50. Normal shows like this, it'd be about 80-20 of people who are subscribers to non-subscribers. But it's just the way that Arsenal fans have evolved during the time of social media. All we've had, apart from a couple of FA Cups, which is more than Spurs will ever get, is drama and shouting and screaming, and that's what people want, and they're not getting it. So, yeah, we're all going off to Liverpool and Spurs and Chelsea channels, and I bet they're getting huge views, more than they usually do, because that is hilarious.
Fuck it. As I said, humans don't like positivity, but I'm just enjoying it. As I said, this is the first time I'm just enjoying watching football and not being stressed. It's great. Keep it up.
So what do you reckon will happen, and what do you reckon should happen to that fan who tried to kick, who stood on the barrier, grabbed hold of the post at the back of the goal that holds the string to keep the net up, grabbed hold of that and launched his left foot and missed Ramsdale by half an inch?
It's called assault. Live on camera, it's assault. Millions of people around the world, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people around the world watched assault. It needs to get to the point where, like somebody said, an example needs to be made out of him. We don't want this to become an irregular occurrence where fans feel like they can get to the players if they don't like them and physically hurt them and attack them. It needs to be made an example of as camera options, angles, and everything like that. You can see clearly what he looks like, what he's wearing. It's not hard. Social media will find out who he is, and that's how it works. And they'll figure out, and hopefully he'll get a criminal charges, not only a lifeline ban, but criminal charges put on him as well. Because apparently Ramsdale's really, really not happy, and I don't blame the fucking guy.
Yeah, because
being able to be just kicked like that and not being able to do anything about it, even if you had the guy in front of you, it's frustrating.
It's cowardly.
Agreed.
Richard Keys is trending on Twitter. I ain't even going to bother going and looking at that.
God, I don't want to look at that.
It's probably just going to be the same old bullshit. We can't play any of the excerpts from the interview with Ramsdale talking about it because, the Sky like.
Of course, I know we can't do that, but I want to watch it myself. Is it easy to find? Is it just on Sky Sports?
Oh, it's everywhere. No, it's all over Twitter. Everyone's retweeting it and tweeting it and sharing it.
Retweet it for me on your Twitter, and then I can find it.
I did
for me. Oh, okay.
It's the last thing I retweeted.
Sweet beans.
Yes. So I'm seeing if someone had put a picture up of the little scummy twat who did it. But he will get found out and he will get caught. And then we'll see if the FA actually have any teeth and are willing to do anything about it. Because when you come to we get it in football all around the world where people run onto the pitch and attack the players. And once one gets away with it, the others will see it and the others will want to get away with it. And it's something they need to stamp down on hard. And if it's been an Arsenal fan should have grabbed hold of him and given him to the police, because you cannot do that. Even throwing stuff at the players is out of order, but let alone jumping up, trying to kick a player in the head. Completely out of order. And the stewards let him go. The stewards just stood there and let him climb back into the stands and wander off. Absolutely pathetic. Someone needs to have a look at that, and people need to be fired. Right, anything else you want to say about the games? We've been going an hour and 2 minutes.
Not really. As I said, I just want to keep reiterating. A lot of Arsenal fans enjoy, or it just as a human nature, you enjoy negativity when you're more drawn into that. But I can assure you, what I would recommend you do is enjoy this experience of what's going on right now at the Arsenal, and just be positive and happy, and try and reflect that in everyday life. It's not every day that you get to enjoy a season like we are at the moment. It's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of heartache and frustration up until this point. So just enjoy it and just embrace the season, because it's been a moment. So just enjoy it.
Yeah, someone said the FA have put out a statement. I'm just scrolling through the Twitters.
I can't find the post-match interview of Ramsdale talking about it. I can see the tussle, but I can't see the post-match interview. He has.
I haven't retweeted the post-match interview.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've looked everywhere. I can't find it on socials at all. It's really weird. It's annoying.
Yeah.
If anybody has it, post it up on Twitter so Danny can get involved, because I need to see the post-match. I need to see the post-match.
Yeah, can't. Here we go.
David Ornstein.
David Ornstein has put a PFA statement on the incident involving Spurs supporter and Aaron Ramsdale at the end of the game. Quote from a PFA spokesman, quote, violence towards players is completely unacceptable. These types of incidents are happening far too often. Players have the right to be safe in their place of work. When a player is attacked, we expect the laws and regulations that are in place to protect players to be properly enforced. As the Players' Union, we treat this as a priority issue. We will continue working with the authorities to demand that the players and staff are better protected in their workplace. Yep. There you go. So they've made a statement. Just hopefully they'll, in the season, the boat looks like Mudryk apparently. So they've done screen grabs of him, and he's looks like a little shit. Completely out of order.
Do you know what? Somebody said to me, I was talking about it when my mate's watching the game, and somebody went, oh, you know what? Harry Kane's got really shit hair. And we were talking about people with shit haircuts and stuff. And then somebody said about Jack Grealish having really bad hair. And I was like, Mudryk's in the fucking league now. Have you seen his hair? Fuck me. He's the worst haircut I've ever fucking seen.
And he's tattoos.
And I would have said the same if he was an Arsenal player. And I'm happy he isn't, because he knew he couldn't hang with Saka and Martinelli in the ability level. He's going to get guaranteed first-team football at Chelsea. Basically got blackmailed to go there by Shakhtar. Good luck to him. I'm happy that we haven't got him, because it means that we've got someone that wants to play for the Arsenal more than he does.
You would have thought that a player from the Ukraine would not really want to go to a club that has been owned for the last 15 years by a Russian.
Because do you know why? Because morals are thinned when it comes to money, regardless of how politically correct you are and appeasing of today's societal norms. Everyone's bought. Look at Gary Neville. The guy preaches like a king, and then he gets paid by Qatar to go and do commentary out there. Everybody's got a price, no matter how conceited you are.
Yes, right. I think that's us done. I don't think there's anything else to say apart from well done, everybody. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you are new, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, tell your friends.
62 likes right now on the YouTube. 62. Get it to 69. Get it to 69. The sex number.
The sex number.
It's the sex number. It's the one they do the sex on.
Oh dear, what a way to end the show. Right, people, thank you very much for joining us. You've all been a delight. Chris is probably still pulling a sickie, so God knows who's going to be doing the show midweek, the podcast, I'd imagine, because Carl is organised. Carl will try and arrange something, and then no one will confirm, and it'll just be me and him, and maybe one other person might turn up if we're lucky. Right, Deac, any final words before we leave?
Enjoy the season. Enjoy the season. Enjoy this moment. Just enjoy it. And as I said, let it translate into your real life. How many times have you watched Arsenal in the last how many decades, and they've played shit, and then you've let it ruin the rest of your fucking week? Look at Fever Pitch. Basically, its whole premise is about that. Just enjoy it and just enjoy it. Try and turn negatives into positives. Enjoy it.
I forgot we've got a couple of questions. Formerly known as, should we sacrifice the FA Cup and the Europa League and concentrate on the league?
Yes. That's not even a question. That's called common sense.
FA Cup, yeah. Europa League,
don't care.
Possibly.
I don't care with either. Europa League should be, we should take it to a degree of seriousness, but
yeah,
Premier League's pro. Depending
on the Europa
on
League, to get to the final of the Europa League, I think is another 9 games. Do we really need that 9 games? I don't think we do. The FA Cup, we've won it 14 times. We don't need it anymore. So I'd be quite happy if we got knocked out of both. Get rid of that. Last question is from Pete Colson. To be honest, how damaging is the Chavs getting the duck? Who are we targeting now? Ferran Torres. Well, he was at Man City
Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres is having a chat with Barca about it. They were chatting about it in the summer. We're chatting about it again now. Apparently, Rafinha as well. We'll see what happens. Whoever we do sign is a player that wants to play for Arsenal more than the previous person, and I'm happy with that. I trust. I'm fully on board. I'm fully in the trust and the faith of Edu and Arteta. The job they're doing thus far is, how am I supposed to question that? We're doing brilliantly. Let's go.
And Vinay and Josh as well. They should take some credit.
Oh, Josh and Garlic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can chuck a load of more names in there. But yeah, I'm fully on board. I'm fully on the train. Arms are in. I'm not flailing about. I'm fully embracing it. Let's go and have some fun.
Phil says, is there a roast later tonight? No, Mike is drunk in a gutter somewhere. So, no. And he said, maybe do it one day. I said, there's no such thing as a Monday roast. We only do them on Sundays. So, there you go. That is the end of the show, people. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much, Deac. Thank you very much, Femi. And just remember, people, Tottenham get battered everywhere they go, including at home. It's the end of the show. Goodbye.
As soon as I scored that goal, I was fucking livid. Get down, dog. Splendid business.
You nearly caught the bloody thing. What are you talking about?
So I was just eating a full quiche. Well, you don't often see them at Ibs, so when you see them in the supermarket, they need to be swagged, microwaved immediately, and get the brown sauce on one. Bosh, Bob's your uncle.
Never in doubt.